Now, I have to explain a secret in this regard. Actually, by using symbolic constants instead of literal constants, we can improve the readability of the program, that is number one, and we can avoid committing errors. That these are the two basic advantages of using symbolic constants instead of literal constants. So, when we defined symbolic constants, as I showed you in the previous program, then instead of writing a literal constant, we write the symbol. By that, writing code, the coding will be simplified. And at the time of compilation, what happens also I should explain to you. Now you see, we have written, instead of writing this one, we have written pi. Actually, before actual compilation started, what preprocessor does, I have to tell you. Actually, preprocessor is the precompiler. For the sake of our discussion, I showed them as two different things, preprocessor and compiler. Actually, preprocessor is the precompiler. That is part and parcel of the compiler only. It is like our office boy. Actually, if you are working in an office, you can find one fact. Office boy also part and parcel of our office. He is our staff member, but he comes little advanced, and he make all the arrangements for the staff to perform their jobs smoothly. He puts water, he cleans tables, he organizes files and all that in appropriate places, he organizes water, etc., and all that, such type of facilities. Then you can start your work neatly and without any obstructions and all that. So, preprocessor plays exactly the same role as a precompiler. It makes some arrangements, pre-arrangements before the compilation, and because of the pre-arrangement and all that, compiler is enabled to perform its job smoothly without any obstruction. Just for one example, I tell you. Here I have written a comment. Why we are writing a comment in a program, you know that, already explained to you. Actually, comment is meant for the reader, not for the compiler. No executable code is created for comments, that you know that. So, what preprocessor does, before, as soon as you initiate compilation, preprocessor means pre-compiler is first activated, like your office boy, and he removes all the comments from the code. There are 10 comments in your source code, source program. It sets aside all the comments. That means compiler need not create any code for the comments we have written in the program. In that way, many preprocessor services are provided. Always remember that preprocessor is not a separate component. For the sake of our discussion, I showed it as a separate one. It is part and parcel of the compiler, or otherwise you can understand it as precompiler, or it is like an office boy in our office. Okay, now what happens? Preprocessor, this define directive allows us to write a symbol instead of a literal constant. But before actual compilation is started, what happens? Where symbols are placed, those are replaced by the actual literal. Once again, I repeat that. Before actual compilation started, again preprocessor does one thing. Wherever symbol is there, that symbol it replaces with the original value, original literal. That's why if you do not know, if if symbolic constant mechanism is not available, how you write code, the same manner the position is created. Code is changed. So that point you must remember. However, you cannot view that. But what preprocessor does, you must understand. That's why I am explaining. Wherever symbol is there, the symbol is replaced by the original literal. Then compiler performs its job. That point you understand. Now, one more important point regarding symbolic constants I should explain. That is that symbolic constants are allowed to be nested. Nesting means one symbolic constant can be used into next symbolic constant. Now you see, this is a program. In this also core code I am giving. I want to establish the nesting of symbolic constants. Now we see, we are dealing with circles and cylinders. Cylinder mainly. Now you see that this is the cylinder. Cylinder, okay, this is the cylinder. Now you must know the formula, and what are the elements regarding cylinder, you must understand. Face area. Face area means this, and curved surface area, CSA, means this, the circular surface of that, circular surface of that, and that is curved surface area. And total surface area. Total surface area means CSA plus one face area plus another face area. These things you must understand that. And if you go deeper, how circle is formed, how cylinder is formed. Cylinder is formed by composition of, by piling up of circles one by one. Suppose you take this coin, this is a circle. How cylinder is formed? By piling up the same coins, same sized coins like this and all that, a cylinder is formed. That point you must understand that. Being a prospective programmer and all that, you must think analytically, simply not using formula and all that. How formula is generated, that you have to think of. You should sharp your aptitude. For that purpose, you must study quantity, aptitude and reasoning. So here first you understand this thing, then how I am making this nesting I explain to you. Now pi, I have defined a symbolic constant. Now face area. Face area means this one. This is pi r square. Now this pi I am using here. Now we see that is nesting. Already one symbolic constant I have used, defined, that I am using here. Okay. Thereafter circumference of this thing, this is this. Then 2 pi r, again this pi is being used here, T nested. Thereafter volume, volume of the cylinder. Volume of the cylinder, pi r square h, height. So volume is pi, again we have used it here, r square into h. Thereafter CSA means curved surface area. Curved surface area is circumference into height. So this thing we are using here. Again for this pi is used here. Next, total surface area. Already I told you, CSA, that is curved surface area plus face area 1, face area 2. So that is total surface area, CSA plus FA plus FA. Now in that way we have nested, but one prerequisite you must understand. If you have to use pi here, it should be already declared, and here you have used FA, face area, already it was declared. Understand, if already declared element is symbolic constant is there, you can comfortably nest in subsequent symbolic constant. That point you must remember. And now you see that r is 5, h is 10. So you can comfortably use, and you go through the entire code. Here core code only I have written. You study entire code and write this program on your own. Then only you can get perfect command over this concept. So you must understand that symbolic constants can be nested in this manner.